Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill. Today on Suncoast FYI, the Florida Watercolor Society's 47th annual FWS exhibition, how you can help Team Pookie with making strides against breast cancer, and a Sarasota author has a new book you won't want to miss. All next on Suncoast FYI. The top 100 watercolorists are currently on exhibit on the Suncoast. The president of the Florida Watercolor Society, Jerome Chesley, joins us now with what to expect at this new exhibition. 47 years.
47 years, yes.
Wow.
We've had a lot of exhibits, and they've been throughout the entire state. We're really lucky that it's in Sarasota this year.
This year. Now, how many years have you been president of the society, Jerome?
I've been on the board for a number of years, but I'm president for 1 year.
Okay, yay, congratulations.
So when you find out that you're going to become president, you get to select where the exhibition is going to be.
Okay, so
and,
this year it's in Bradenton.
It is in Bradenton and Sarasota. The convention's going to be in Sarasota, and our exhibition is at Arts Center Manatee.
Okay, and that's currently going on?
Yes.
Until when?
Until the last week in October. Okay. October 26th is our last day.
Okay, so now they've all been judged, obviously, since it's going on. Who judges them? And are there prizes that have been awarded, or is that yet to come?
No, we have an internationally renowned artist and juror, Tom Schaller. He selected the entries with, let's say, over 1,100 members in our organization, our state organization. He selected the top 100 pieces.
What a daunting task.
Oh, he said it was really a very difficult task because there's such a breadth of variety and of just expressions and different styles. There's the traditional watercolor artists, and then there's also the bold expressionist artists, and he put together a beautiful show.
Awesome. Now, is there a charge, or is it a free admission?
No, it's a free admission.
Really?
Yeah. It's anybody can come there and can see that. He did come and he judged the works. We flew him in, and he selected the top awards, which are on display at the Arts Center.
They have ribbons with them, so everybody. So how many awards did you give out, and what areas?
There's 24 awards, and in cash and merchandise it's over $23,000 that we give out. It's a very prestigious group. We're the largest state watercolor society in the nation.
Cool. All right. Well, now, in addition to that, you've got a convention going on.
Yes.
Now, where is that taking place, and when? I think it started yesterday,
It did. It started yesterday, and it's this weekend, and it's at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Sarasota.
What's taking place there?
Well, they have probably over 25 demonstrations that people can attend.
Are those free as well?
To go to any of the demonstrations, there's a one-time charge, and you can go to as many demonstrations, and that's $25.
Okay, and it's all online, and we'll have that information up for our viewers.
It's on our website. But there's other areas that are free. There is a trade show that has the newest and traditional art supplies that are there, and there are also people to demonstrate some of these new products and techniques in the trade show.
Love it. What time is that all taking place?
It starts at 9 o'clock, usually from 9 to 4, I believe. And on Saturday, there's going to be a special exhibit or a special event that's going to happen at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that's open to the public as well. Okay,
so anyone can go. You don't have to be an artist, just an art lover, I guess, right?
Right. Okay. It's great to see all the different artists, top watercolorists in the state, all doing these demonstrations. There's always something to learn.
So is that what makes the show different from other art shows that take place, would you say? How does your show differentiate?
Well, our show is just so unusual because it is not geared to just perhaps one subject matter. It is watercolor, it's water media, but There are the traditional, the soft, the delicate watercolors, but there's also bold, expressionistic watercolors. It's such a range because we have such a strong group
right?
of artists that are here that are nationally known, some of them.
Yeah, so something for everybody.
Yes.
Something that everybody
for
will
sure.
like. Yep. Now, is there other groups that are connected while this convention's going on? I know you mentioned Sailor Circus.
Well, in this past week, we've had a number of workshops. We had 4 workshops that were going on before our convention. One of the artists, Janet Rogers, had a figure drawing class, figure drawing and expressing of form. So we got members from the Sarasota Ballet to come in here, and they use those as models. So it was terrific. And the other thing is the Sarasota Circus is going to be at our banquet on Saturday evening.
And Ringling Museum.
Ringling Museum they're having a special exhibition. Also in downtown Sarasota at Art Ovation Hotel, we have another exhibit of 34 paintings.
Really?
Yes, of outstanding watercolor artists. So that is free as well. That's open now. That's going to be until the end of October.
Awesome. Okay. Well, there's so much going on. We'll put it up so everybody can get there, and it sounds like a fabulous time that's going on. So I'll see you tomorrow.
That's right.
Okay.
We'll be looking forward to it. Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you. Next on Suncoast FYI, a country concert making a difference in the fight against breast cancer. We'll be right back. Experience the Kicking Cancer Country-Style Concert on October 7th. Proceeds go to Making Strides and Team Pookie. The team's captain, Kathy King, is here to tell us how we can all participate. Well, nice to have you on the program for such an important project. So how did you start Team Pookie, and how are you involved in Making Strides?
Team Pookie started about 5 years ago. We started. This is our 5th year. We started because a good friend of mine, Pookie, was diagnosed with breast cancer. So we started it, and we have raised $75,000
in 5 years.
In 4 years.
4 years. This is the 5th year.
This is our 5th year. So we are pretty excited about this year because we're going to go for being #1 in the state this year.
Well, you've been #1 locally.
Oh yeah,
right?
2 years in a row, Manatee and Sarasota County.
Okay.
So
now, what's your goal this year since you've?
Well, it is $55,000 just for 1 year, and that would put us in the race for first place in the state. I think we're going to end up, I heard that somebody's giving us a run for our money, so we're going to have to boost up and probably go to 56, but I'm okay with that. I know we'll do it.
How many on your team, Kathy?
Right now there's 40 of us. They range from coworkers to family to friends to people, survivors that love what we stand for.
Sure.
And we absolutely love it when they walk with us. It's amazing.
Thank you. Great energy is what we were talking about before. So you chose Making Strides because of your friend Pookie. And other people?
Yeah, Making Strides is probably one of the best organizations out there for breast cancer. It is local. They help people get to Moffitt if they need. I mean, they're there for their support. They're just for a wonderful organization locally, and everybody there is amazing. Great people to work with.
So you're passionate about it for so many different reasons. Right?
Yeah, well, a lot of it is because 1 out of every 5 women get breast cancer, and we need to show our support. If I don't have it, but I need to show my support out there for the rest of the women, and that's major.
Yep. Well, it could be us tomorrow.
Absolutely,
Right?
It could be me tomorrow.
Yep.
So we need to show our support, be there for everybody. 1% of men get it too, which they don't even realize that.
Yeah.
So
yes, it's true. I do know somebody that had to have a mammogram. A male that had to have a mammogram, and more men should know this because it's not
absolutely,
strictly women that unfortunately get it. Yeah.
We take thrive in the fact of that, you know, we're out to support everybody. Every survivor is my hero. And I tell everybody that. I say thank you for putting up the fight.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard fight.
It is, and nobody wants to go through it, but boy, oh boy, I mean, we've both known people that
Absolutely.
have, and the strength that it takes is just incredible. And you know what? I'm sure that what you're doing, what your team's doing, gives them strength as well
yeah.
to go forward.
You know, we get a lot of thank yous.
Now, being first in the state, what would that mean after such a short period of time? I mean, there's been teams that have been around a lot longer, so that's quite a goal for such a new team, right?
Because we can honestly say we gave it everything we got.
Yeah.
I mean, and it puts Sarasota and Bradenton on the map. You know, it's always been, like the last couple of years, it's been Tampa, you know, and it's been corporations that have done it. And that's what separates us is we're not a corporation. We are family, friends, coworkers. I mean, there is nobody that is in my life that is not involved in this.
Now, when is this taking place?
Well, it's now. We raise money now, but our big event
Yes.
is October 7th.
Yep.
And it's at Bob Bo's Volkswagen on 41. They were very generous and gave us the property to use. We're holding a Kicking Cancer Country Style.
Yeehaw, what's going on?
It starts at like 11 a.m. is our first band, and they're the Atta Ham Band. And they're going to play for about an hour and a half, and then the Bearded Brothers come on. And they're playing again, and they're amazing bands. And then we close out with one of everybody's local One Night Rodeo, which they are huge in Bradenton and Sarasota. So our goal is to do $30,000 at that event alone.
Okay, so there's food, music.
Oh, we got food trucks.
vendors.
We've got, Budweiser's been amazing in sponsoring us and helping us. Another little tidbit I did is not. I have about 10 non-for-profits going to be there. Sarasota Memorial, Manatee Memorial, Feeding Empty Little Tummies. We have just a bunch of little organizations coming. They're all non-for-profits, so we can show our support with them too.
Sure.
You
sure.
know,
and people can find out more about
Yeah,
them
I
as
mean,
well.
and that's what we need to. I think we all need to do our part. And coming to this event, you're going to do your part.
Okay, and what's the cost of it, Kathy?
It's $5 to get in.
And you can make more of a donation.
More of a donation, absolutely. We're going to have a silent auction. It's going to be an all-day thing. We're going to have cornhole.
Great.
We got the different vendors. It's going to be an amazing outdoor concert.
Okay, and the times again?
The times, it starts at 11 and ends at 6.
Okay.
It's an all-day affair, so please join us, everybody.
All right, great. Well, thank you. And
No,
thank you
thank
for
you.
all your work.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
When we come back, a local author tells us about his upcoming thriller, so don't go away. Make room on your bookshelf, Sarasota. Author David Hagberg joins us now to tell us about his new book, Face Off, which is out next month. This is really exciting to have you here. Now, this isn't your first book, and I would use cliches like it's not your first rodeo, but over 22 books?
In that series with Kurt McGarvey, he's the super guy, ex-CIA, but I've actually done 85, 84, something like that.
Oh my God,
the first book came out in 75, which makes me officially old.
No.
No.
Well, we won't tell anybody, that's fine. It's just
Okay.
between you and I. So your new book, Face Off. In our political climate that we have as it is, such, your superhero, Kurt, has something to do with a very espionage-ish kind of scenario that's going on between our government and Russia?
There's a plot, and there's a bunch of them going on in reality, but there's a plot in my book in pretty high circles, and I can't say who's involved because then the giveaway would be a spoiler.
Okay.
But the idea is to bring Trump down, and they're using, in my book, his name is T. Carson Weaver, who at one point said, by Christmas, I'm going to be more famous than Santa Claus, so that rings a bell who we're talking about.
Okay.
And this president, in my book's collusion with Putin, the president of Russia, there is, the plotters bring this idea that there is a nuclear weapon missing from the Russian arsenal, and it's on the way here. And because President Weaver is in collusion supposedly with Putin, he's going to let it go and make whatever political advantage. And of course, that would be impeachable. But I'll give you another spoiler.
Okay.
The only spoiler is all my books have happy endings. I'm a sap for love stories and happy endings. So it all turns out in the end, promise.
Okay, thank you. Well, I can't wait to read it, and thank you for bringing that for
You're
us
welcome.
today. So in your books, there's a line, truth, justice, and the American way. Does that carry through in all the books?
Pretty much. When I was a cryptographer as a young kid, 18 years old, and we built, in the Air Force, built the largest crypto center in what had been an old underground Nazi bunker. And
Really?
Yeah, it was cool. I thought I was just Mr. Cool. Drove a little.
Well, you were.
Well, all these guys, there's electronic stuff, all the tech reps were there, and of course tech reps don't carry pistols and shoulder holsters, so it turns out they're either CIA or National Security Agency. And mostly they're GS-13s, which doesn't make a lot of money.
But that was you? You weren't making a lot of money?
No, I was Air Force. I was making a lot less than that. I was I was a grunt. But these guys, and I know people in the CIA now, and none of them do it for money. They do it for, and what is called Superman's motto. And during World War II, Superman, in the movies, was carrying an American flag, and his motto was truth, justice, and the American way.
Okay.
And that is really what these guys and gals who put their lives on the line, they're called no official cover. They're out there doing things, and they get killed on the line of duty. They get a medal, but nobody, not in their family, sees it.
Oh my
So you go in the CIA headquarters in Langley, you see on the wall in the front entry, there's I think 42 or 50 stars on no names. That's the fallen the guy.
God.
Now they're not doing that for money.
No.
They do it for truth,
I don't
justice, and the American way.
I don't think any of our service people do.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, but having said that, is that why you became an author? Because you weren't making any money?
I became an author, honest to goodness, because in the 4th grade, and I remember Miss Violet Nelson, the teacher, she was reading us from Laura Ingalls Wilder's books.
Oh, love those.
And at the very end of that year, and I remember this, 4th grade, that's a long time ago, she said the most astounding thing anybody's ever said to me, other than I do. She said, you know, a lady writes these books and she gets paid for it.
Oh my God.
And I was born and raised in a steel plant, iron ore town, and my fate was going to be someday I'd become a foreman, because I was bright. And I said, no, writing, that's my gig. And then my mother, I think it was like 6th or 7th grade, she had Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls, and I picked it up and read it, and I was enthralled. So Hemingway was my god forever, forever. So that's the road to authordom.
And you're here in Sarasota. You live locally.
Yeah.
Why here and not New York or some other?
I have a lot of writers. You would think novelists would live in New York City, the Big Apple, and it's not true. They live all over the place. And someone has asked me this question before: why Sarasota? Because you don't have to shovel snow. And I mean, this is, other than Red Tide, this is just a fabulous place. Nice people, accomplished people, good arts, great museums, good schools, Ringling and New College and stuff like that.
Did you know I work for Ringling?
No, I didn't know
Well, there
that.
you go.
Well, fantastic.
Well, thank you. What a nice
I'm a
compliment.
member there. I go. Yeah. Ringling the school or the
School.
Yeah, I've spoken there too to young film writers.
Right. That's
They're
awesome.
very bright kids there.
They are. So back to you. So you love Sarasota, no snow, but when you were in the Air Force in the 60s.
Yeah.
You just dated me.
Well, okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But that's the truth. I'm thinking of 75 and you wrote and you were, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, were you in the CIA?
That's a question that always comes up. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Right?
Well,
That
okay.
line. No, I never was with the CIA. Although I worked with these guys in Germany, and we moved to Sarasota. A little factoid: the one place in the world where there are more retired intelligence people are Sarasota and Tampa.
And that's why you're here.
Yeah, and Dick Scotty
that just mean
had
that you're
become
in
a sort of
CIA?
pseudo-father, and he had been director of communications. So I got all sorts of, not secret stuff, but all sorts of skinny stuff from him.
Well, yes, and who else? I mean, that's what I'm saying. You live among your peeps,
And there are a lot of
right?
writers here. Steve King lives on Casey Key, and so does my character live on Casey Key, coincidentally.
All right. Well, we're going to have you back because there's so much more to talk about in all of your books. Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you.
It was a great pleasure meeting you.
This weekend is just the beginning. We have a few events for you to keep an eye out for, so we'll tell you about them when we come back. This weekend on the Suncoast, today through Sunday, is the World Rowing Masters Regatta. More than 2,000 rowers from 50 nations are competing at Nathan Benderson Park. The event is free and open to the public. Also starting today and ending Sunday is the 7th Annual Spearfishing Challenge. You can find this event at the Tarpon Bay Grill and Tiki Bar. If you would like to promote your community event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. This is a complimentary service. Please call our producer, Robert Pandolfino, at 941-361-4616. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com under Programming. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.